Good morning, guys. This is Rich down at Mr. Guns Firearms, located right here in Cave Creek, Arizona. And I'm back with more NFA suppressor information. I don't have any approvals as of today, but interestingly enough, I got a comment on one of my videos that was very apropos. And that comment was with regards to firearms and how the gentleman struggles with what's coming out, what he can get his hands on, and inevitably the possibility of buying a firearm that you don't like. And that happens all the time. I mean, you can go in big box stores and handle 20, 30 guns. Like, how long are you going to sit down there? But the process of that experience does not give you the shooting element of it, right? So, and I struggle with this all the time with customers because guys want to buy their wives guns and they want to buy them little tiny guns. And I'm like, look, don't buy your wife a little gun. And they're confused by that. It's like, why wouldn't I buy my wife a little gun? That's what she wants. Is your wife experienced shooter? No. Has your wife done a lot of training? No. Has your wife ever shot one of these little tiny guns? No. So I have to educate him. And I'm bringing that up because this gentleman's observation was so good. And it also applies to NFA items like suppressors. Why do you pick a particular suppressor? Is it because of the name recognition? Is it because of marketing? Is it because of materials? Is it because of weight? Is it because of color? Is it because of, I mean, on and on and on. Like, marketing for suppressors, I just can't even imagine. Like, you got to be good. Because suppressor to suppressor to suppressor to suppressor, I'm going to tell you what, the difference is, if it doesn't come down to material and size and weight, there's not a lot of difference. I mean, if you're going to tell me that you're going to you're going to notice the difference between 2 and 10 decibels, I'm like, maybe. How much shooting have you done? Do you even know like what 130 decibels is like sound wise and intensity wise? Like, how are you going to tell the difference? And this is another thing. Like, you can't just go down to the store. You can handle a bunch of suppressors. There's a facility here, a store here where they have all kinds of suppressors on display. But so what? Okay, yeah, this one's really light. This one's really big. This one's really fat. This one's really short. This one's made of titanium. This one's made of Inconel. This one's made of stainless steel. This one's made of, I mean, like, they all have the same basic construct with regards to the internals, right? There are $7,500 suppressors and there are $250 suppressors. Now, you can use your own imagination as to what the differences are in those platforms, right? And the $7,500 one is not really exotic materials. It's military grade, used by the military, has been used by the military for decades, and is a super Gucci brand that anybody who's a fanboy would notice immediately. Do you need that? Probably not. Do they make other suppressors that are not $7,500? Yes, they do. I have some of them. Some of them do not suppress very well at all, to be honest with you. It's the name recognition, and it is the same proprietary brand as the gun that it's on. So that's kind of what my reasoning was for getting one. Plus, I wanted one. You know what I mean? Like, we're guys. We're very like, I just want it. That's the one I want. That's the one I'm going to get. It doesn't matter what the data is on them. So one of the things that I take into consideration when it comes down to these suppressor platforms, because I didn't have any suppressors before I became a dealer. I knew about them. They're kind of like the forbidden fruit of NFA. So why wouldn't I take advantage of that as a dealer, right? So what are the first ones that, like, you're going to go out and you're going to get for your 5.56 platform? I'm going to get a Surefire. That's what the military uses, and that's the best. Yes and no. Okay, so Garand Thumb has one that he's put 80,000 rounds through. That's fantastic, and it still runs, and you can clean them as much as you possibly can, and they have QD, and you can use multiple attachments for your quick disconnect. But is that absolutely necessary? In my opinion, probably not. unless you're using it for some sort of a concealability factor where you're going to take that suppressor off and you're going to put it somewhere and then you're going to pull the gun out, you're going to put the suppressor on, you're going to go to work. You probably don't need that. I encourage most people to get direct thread. There's also, plus the cost of the devices that you have to put on each firearm. Now, mind you, like, the Surefire is a fantastic product. It's expensive, especially when you had to buy a tax stamp. It's a $1,200 suppressor, typically. And then each flash hider adapter is $150. So if you want to put that on 4 or 5 guns, now you've got $600 in suppressors, in attachments. And then you're going to be carrying that suppressor around when you're carrying each one of those guns. I mean, I don't know. You know, maybe you are. For me, I'm telling you right now, most guys don't do that. That's a convenience thing. I want the can on the gun, and I want to leave it there, and I want to shoot it all the time with the can on the gun. If you're of that mindset, get direct thread. Do not get quick disconnect. It's a gadget. They carbon lock, which can be a huge pain in the you-know-what. That's kind of my position on quick disconnect. And the best quick disconnect products are going to be anything Trilug. And the B&T is a perfect example. It is like one button, click off, and you push it on, and it locks on. Done deal. The Surefire, the Dead Air, you got to put them on. You got to turn the collar. You got to undo the collar to take it off. If it's really hot, you're not going to do that. You know, there's so many things that go into suppressors that people don't appreciate. I mean, let's put it this way. You got a 5.56 gun, you put one magazine through your suppressor and you put it down on something, it is so hot you will third degree burn your hand. And it will go through anything you put it on that is not heat resistant. I have those black and yellow Home Depot things that I keep stuff in when I go to the range. I put my gun on top of that and it sat on the top of it and went right through it. I put it on my buddy's backpack one time, went right through it. I had a pair of those Oakley gloves with the pigskin grips on it. Let it sit for 20 minutes. Thought it was fine. Did the collar. Didn't feel hot. Grabbed the suppressor. Went right through it. Things to take into consideration. And when you're shooting full auto, you're not touching your suppressor for a long time. And if you're sitting out in the sun here shooting your suppressor and it's 105 degrees, dude, it ain't cooling off anytime soon either. So on a pistol platform, on a rifle platform, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to show you some suppressors that I have here in the shop. And these are the ones that I chose to show you guys because some are exotic materials, some are very basic, some are Gucci, and some are expensive, some are cheap. And but they all work. You know what I mean? Like if you want to get a suppressor, you don't have to get nuts with all the technology. You'll drive yourself nuts if you don't know all the elements of what they're telling you. When you read marketing or you read data about any particular suppressor, it's going to mean nothing to you. And there is a lot of confusion. You can go out and buy the wrong thing. You go get your tax stamp and all that stuff, and you get your can. Now you're stuck with it. You cannot get rid of it. You can't just go and sell it to your buddy. You got to pay a $200 tax stamp to get it to the dealer, and your buddy's got to pay a $200 tax stamp to go to him. Now you've just turned a potential $300 suppressor into a $700 suppressor. So if you buy a suppressor, I'm going to tell you 9 times out of 10, you're going to have it forever. It is yours forever. So when you spend that money, if you have a dealer who's going to be straight with you and tell you exactly why or why not, that's why I don't carry 50 different brands back here. I've got brands I know, I've got brands I own, and I've got brands I've used. Quick disconnect and direct thread. QD, quick disconnect, DT, direct thread. Okay, pretty simple. Now, what I did was I got a handgun out here that I'm going to put a couple of suppressors on to show you guys part of my argument for why you would have one or the other. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've heard this out of other influencers, but not a lot. I have a staccato P here with a stainless threaded barrel. Gun is empty. Okay, I'm gonna take the magazine out, put the hammer down. Okay, we're safe. So the first suppressor that I'm gonna bring out, which I feel was really a great product when I started buying them for resale, is a Mojave 9 Dead Air. Okay, let's take it out of the box. This is no exotic material exterior with regards to like the tube, but the inside is center printed 3D titanium. So here's the can, here's the outside of the can. Take the cigar wrapper off of there. This is a great can. This is rated for 9mm and 300 blackout, and it's modular, which means you can make it shorter, which does affect the sound rating, okay? If you look inside of this can, there's the 3D center printed insert. It is a series of baffles. You can see the baffles from the side there, right? Bottom is the same thing. The texture is really cool. Center printing 3D titanium is it's exotic, you know what I mean? Like titanium, like you weren't working with titanium. They made SR-71s out of titanium. It wrecked all the machining that they used to do that. Comes with a 9mm end cap. This is interchangeable. You want a 300 blackout, you go and you get a 300 blackout end cap and you put it on there. And this is also a direct thread suppressor. There is no QD. There's a piston in here to work with your pistol. Here's the pistol. We're gonna take off the thread protector. I'm gonna put this over here. I'm probably only gonna do this for like 2 of these suppressors because I don't wanna drag this out too long. Suppressor screws on. Now, this gun just went from being this long to this long. This is one of my problems with suppressors on pistols. And I've heard other YouTubers say it. This gun is now a foot long. This is a rifle. This is not like, you're not putting this in a holster. You're not putting this in the nightstand. Maybe. This is ridiculous. So you're waving this thing around, you know, and you're going to shoot. And these are nice and quiet. This is a great can. It's $1,000. Okay? And it's not 100% titanium. It adds, it balances well with this firearm. It'll balance well with other firearms, but this suppressor weighs 8 ounces and change in this configuration. So if I made it shorter, it's gonna weigh less, but it also affects the decibel rating, okay? Just like your regular dumb data here. I don't have to give you a whole bunch of stuff. Now, this is a Stealth Additive Works Shiv. This is also a 9mm can. This is 100% center printed 3D center printed titanium. The whole thing. There is no end cap. There is no piston. And if I handed you this thing, you'd be blown away. I'm gonna put this on the end of this gun. Screws on just like the rest of them. You don't even know it's there. So this gun just went from this big to this big. So look at the difference. Look at the difference. This suppressor is 400% lighter than this one. Now this is a little more realistic, right? Bump in the night, grab this out of the sock drawer, and this thing is quiet. I posted a video on my Instagram. We put this on my Glock 18 machine gun. You can shoot this without hearing protection. This suppressor is $550. Half of this. Lighter, smaller, as quiet, if not quieter, more compact, on and on and on, and it shoots 300 blackout. Full auto rated. I got videos of this thing on an MP5. Full auto. So that's my take on pistol suppressors, okay? These guys are killing it. in my opinion, this is old technology. Good suppressor still. However, I've already alluded to the differences. Okay, let's get a couple more out. Here's a budget 9mm, okay? This is with machine. These are some of the first suppressors I bought. These guys are great guys. This is 9mm and 300 blackout rated. This is heavy, full of baffles. They claim non-serviceable, but if you put this in some warm, simple green and then blow it out, or you know, whatever you got to do to try to get the carbon out of it, this suppressor is $500. Same thing. Long life, very heavy, direct thread. I would recommend this to 300 blackout guys. That's my recommendation. 5.56 can. Everybody knows Yankee Hill machine, right? First AR I had was the Yankee Hill machine. End cap. This is a QD can. I don't know if I can get it off. I probably can't. Comes with a flash hider, so it's good. Budget can. There's the flash hider inside of the collar. It has a locking device. It's like a ratcheting locking device. And this is not really heavy. You can see the start of the baffles down in there. And honestly, dude, if you can handle a 5.56, you can handle adding a pound on the end of it, a pound or pound and a half, something like that. Stainless, 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 stainless. This thing's gonna last forever. I shoot the hell out of it. Same thing. Clean it with simple green and some compressed air, and you can get all the carbon crapola out of it, right? Okay. And now I'm gonna move over to the last one here because this video is getting awful long, and I want to bore you guys. I haven't watched a lot of suppressor reviews, so I really don't know how much is out there. This is a PTR. Fancy box. This is for my customers KDEX 6.5 PRC. You got to buy a 7.62 can. This is a PTR vent. Very long. Now I want to remind you, this is going on the end of a rifle, so it really doesn't matter, right? There's no concealability element to this. 3D center printed. No piston. Most likely somewhat serviceable. End cap doesn't change. 6.5 PRC, 300 Win Mag, on and on and on. 7.62, all those calibers are going to go through this. Any 30 cal and just slightly smaller. This suppressor with the fancy Pelican case and the 3D center printing is $1,500. And you've got a $10 to $12 to $15,000 platform you're going to put it on. Haven't shot it. Don't know. Is it quiet? Probably. But this is where, and we're not even talking about the Barrett suppressors or the Knight's Armament suppressors. Like, you want to talk about big bucks, dude. And then you got to have the platform for it, right? So if you got a Mark 11 and you want that SR25 suppressor on it, well, you already had the money for the night, so it doesn't really matter. So listen, that's my take on the suppressors. And I feel for you guys who cannot go and shoot them. There's not that much difference. You're probably not going to shoot it without hearing protection unless you're in your house and there's a bad guy in it. Direct thread, quick disconnect, get your hands on them. I mean, I do just like I do with guns. Like, people want to look at suppressors. I'm like, here, let me just get a bunch out and you can pick the one you want and then we'll talk about that. I do the same thing with guns. Don't buy something if you don't have to. If you're not sure, don't buy something because it came out on the cover of American Rifleman. Oh my gosh. I had a Springfield Echelon in here for a year. Nobody wanted it. Perfect example. American Rifleman comes out, I got 10 phone calls. Hey, do you have this? Hey, do you have that? No, I don't have that. I haven't seen one. I haven't held one. I haven't shot one. I'm not going to sell those until I do. So that's my video for today. I'm sorry it took so long. I hope you learned something about this. Again, leave me comments. I will get back to you. I will answer. Like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram. And share with your friends, please. because I am getting more traction, and this is good for me. I mean, I'm a little shop. I got to take pictures all day long of guns to put on Gun Broker and Guns International, so maybe you can check out my auctions too. Anyhow, guys, have a great day. Like and subscribe. Come back soon. I'll have more videos. Maybe more approvals will come through soon.